I never knew what it was like to have a normal family. Because ever since I was young, I had a father who was never there for me. I have a wonderful mother who is always there to support me and comfort me. However, I can't say the same for my father. He was an alcoholic, and because of it, I paid a lot for the damage and pain it brought. I couldn't just be normal. I couldn't invite my friends to my house because I was scared my father would be drunk and that he would embarrass me in front of them. I was often jealous of my friends because they had dads who were there to be a part of their lives. My dad was rarely a part of my life. He was often not even home, and when he wasn't in his right state of mind because he was drunk. And even when he wasn't drinking, he shut me and my family out of his life. He would stay in his room watching TV or playing video games almost all of the time that he was home. It was as if I had been replaced by a computer. This gave me low self-esteem growing up because I felt unimportant. It broke me down, and I was often scared to come home because I knew what awaited me was only a torn family. I remember one night, I was sitting at our kitchen table while my mom was cooking dinner, and I could hear my dad teasing my sister from upstairs, and I could tell he was drunk because his words were slurred. She finally couldn't take it anymore, and she screamed at him, "Stop it, you're drunk!" Me and my mom were just in shock that my sister had stood up to him. My dad yelled at her and accused her that my mom had told her that he was drunk. Then he proceeded to stomp downstairs to where my mom was standing in the kitchen. He yelled at her. I was sobbing, hunched over in my chair, when he snatched a glass bowl off the table and slammed it to the ground. He stared coldly at me, as if I didn't matter. He stomped back up the stairs and slammed the door. I didn't see him for what felt like weeks. A few years later, he was arrested under charges of domestic violence and child abuse. He had never physically hurt me, but he had said so many damaging things that by the time he was arrested, I had such a low self-esteem and self-worth that it was actually a relief to see him go. However, my father was released the next day, and he actually came back home after about a month of living with my grandpa. My dad started drinking again after returning, and I actually began to stand up to him. I told him, "This isn't okay, and I would really appreciate if you try to quit." But he didn't listen to me. Those few months he lived with us after being arrested was one of the hardest times in my life. Then, one day, my mom just had enough, and she kicked him out, followed by a divorce. I have been slowly recovering, and after months, I realized that I am important, and I do matter, and no one should ever have to feel like they are unimportant because someone makes them feel like they are worthless. I'm scared because soon I have to face my dad again for court reasons, but I know in my heart that I am strong and that I will have the strength to stand up to him.